Hey there! You are watching Tips from Tara. Let me know if you can hear me. Give a thumbs up. That's always helpful to let me know that the sound is working. So, hello. I'm coming to you today from the lovely foothills of the Tennessee Smoky Mountains, and I am always so happy to be able to share locations like this with you. Such a beautiful place. Give a thumbs up if you can hear me. Hello. Okay, good. I'm going to assume you can if I haven't heard otherwise and dive right in. So you are watching Tips from Tara, and my name is Tara Sage, and I am owner and founder of TaraSageCoaching.com, devoted to helping you live your dreams and create a life and business that you don't need a vacation from. And as you can probably tell, here in places like this, like I said, I'm in the Tennessee Smoky Mountains and the foothills of them. You can see why this work would feel pretty vacation-like. So I'm so glad to be able to share that scene with you behind me today, and want to dive right into our topic. So our topic for today is how to go from crazy busy to having the time and the space to do the things that you really want to do. And the alternative topic or title for today's session is called Whac-a-mole Part 2. And that's because last time I did a video called Whac-a-mole Part 1. And so if you saw that, great. If you didn't, I recommend you check it out, but you don't need to have seen it to follow the message here today in Whac-a-mole Part 2. But I will say, are you familiar with Whac-a-mole? Do you even know what I'm talking about? This game called Whac-a-mole. I used to play it as a kid. We'd go to Chuck E. Cheese and they'd have it in the arcade. And basically what it is, if you're not familiar with it, is you get this mallet, and the idea is you hit these plastic moles that are just popping up, and they're popping up from different places and different times, and you can't anticipate where the next one is coming from, and it's very quick, and the idea is you hit them down as fast as you can. And it's a very frenetic game, and it can be a lot of fun to play. And that said, I've also experienced times in my life where my life felt like a game of whack-a-mole, just an endless game of hitting things down and three more popping up. So I felt habitually overwhelmed. I felt always rushed, always like I was racing against the clock. And like I said, like I'd take care of one thing and two or three more would pop up. So there was this sense of like, I'm always behind, I can't keep up. So first I want to know, do you relate? Do you relate to feeling like life feels like a game of whack-a-mole and like you're running alongside it trying to keep up? Anyone relate with that? Comment if you do, let me know. I know I'm not alone in this one. So if you relate and you're feeling some of that in your own life, today I'm going to share 2 provocative questions that you can ask yourself to begin to shift out of that always busy, frenetic, kind of rushed way of being in the world, and shift into creating more of a sense of peace of mind and more space for the things that you want to be doing and less of what you don't want to be doing. And I want to start by saying this, that when you break a routine, you become deliberate. When you break a routine, you become deliberate. So the whack-a-mole example, or the whack-a-mole MO, is not deliberate, right? By nature, it's reactive. It's reactive. So this is a first piece, is to begin to shift into a more deliberate way of being, okay? So a question that you can ask to really support becoming more deliberate is to stop and to take a breath and to simply ask yourself, am I reacting or am I responding? Am I reacting or am I responding? Okay? So responding is deliberate, and reacting is unconscious. It's like reflex. It's the opposite of deliberate, okay? So this question supports you in slowing down and noticing what's happening, right? It supports you in stepping outside of yourself a little bit, outside of your circumstances, just enough to see from a new vantage point. Am I reacting or am I responding? So this will help disrupt that frantic, hurried, whack-a-mole way of operating. Got it? And the awareness alone is a break in pattern. Okay, so even just a shift in your perspective or your awareness is a break in the pattern. And we want that to move into the behavioral side as well, or level as well. Okay, so now here's the challenge that I found for myself when life felt hurried and I was overwhelmed by all the to-dos, and maybe you're feeling some of this too. So it's the sense that if you slow down or you stop hurrying, that things won't get done that need to get done. Again, you feeling this? That things won't get done that need to get done, and there's a sense that you're just kind of locked in to this frantic, hurried pace and way of operating. So do you relate to that? Do you relate to feeling that frantic, hurried pace and like you're locked in to this mode of operating, because if you drop the ball on something, there's this sense of like it's all gonna come crashing down. It's not. But here's where the second question really does come in. And I'm borrowing this question from a book called The One Thing by Gary Keller, okay? So here's the question. What's the one thing that I can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? Now I'm going to say that again in just a moment. Now, but I want to say first, I obviously don't know the answer for you. And from my experience with this question, the answer is often not immediately apparent, okay? So stay with it. Here we go. What is the one thing that I can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? Now, again, I don't know the answer for you, but I'm going to share really quickly two answers that I came to for me that have made that big difference. So one is on the personal front, I downsized. That was the one thing that I did that made the biggest difference and made things easier or unnecessary. So, you know, when you own less, you have less to clean, less to take care of, less that breaks, less to insure, less that needs repairs, less to store, less space, right? So that was one thing that I did that made a big difference in my life. Another thing on the business front that made a big difference was I hired a bookkeeper. So that one thing released me to not need to be trying to do my bookkeeping. And now I get a monthly report from my bookkeeper every month, and it makes things so much easier and other things unnecessary for me to do. So sometimes it involves delegating. So those are two examples to help kind of get your wheels turning. Like, what could one thing be for me that would make other things easier or unnecessary? What can I do? Okay, excellent. Good questions. So all of this is done, why? It's done with the intention of you making more room in your life for all of the laters and the somedays and all the things that have been put on the back burner to come forward, so that you can do the things that you really want to be doing and less of the things that you don't want to be doing. And on that front, I have a very, very special invitation to share with you to please join me for this free program that I'm offering. It's a one-day virtual experience, and you can join I'll give you the website in a moment, but it's called Today is Your Someday. So if you've been waiting for someday, someday is here. Today is your someday. And you are more than welcome. Please join. It's going to be so excellent. So the way to join and to learn all about it is to go to terrasagecoaching.com/someday. Okay, terrasagecoaching.com/someday, and that's where you'll see all the details, and you put your name and your email address, and that's all you need to do to join the Today is Your Someday program. Okay, so I am so excited about that, and I will see you there. All right, so just to recap, the 2 questions to put an end to this whack-a-mole way of being, let me recap. Number 1, am I reacting or am I responding? Am I reacting or am I responding? And then question number 2, what is the one thing that I can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? Okay, got it? Good. All right, so enjoy this scene. May your life feel boundless. This is my wish for you. May you live in a way that you don't need a vacation from. And again, please join me. Accept my gift and join in Today is Your Someday at terrasagecoaching.com/someday. All right. I will see you there. Ciao.